Washington State.
I'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsor, Ecotherapy. These are the Eco Mints. They're made using state-of-the-art nanotechnology strength to CBD particles so that your body can actually use and benefit more from the hemp plant's magic. Little breath mints. They're amazing. I'm actually using the Rest mints. I take one every night before I go to bed. I sleep like a log. They've got other flavors that you can check out at their website below me. It says they've got like a revive for when you wake up. They've got a relax if you're just looking to chill. And you can find them all at their website, ecotherapycbd.com. And if you use the Worst in 10 promo code, you actually get 10% off all your purchases. So, Ecotherapy, check them out, guys.
Well, welcome back to Worse Than 10. We're going into week 7. Kind of recapping week 6. We took a week off. Because
I was sick.
Yeah, you were sick, and we had a little bit of you guys were on COVID IR for a couple days.
Yeah.
Not that you had it, but maybe.
No. Well, we were in Nashville, and, there's a big pandemic going around there. We were around a lot of people. It was pretty awesome. I had a lot
There's
of
a
fun.
pandemic everywhere.
I know, you're right. But, it had a spike out there. That's why
True.
the Titans couldn't
Yeah.
play until Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah.
So
it was a flu.
I went to go get tested. I wanted to go get tested anyway on the Tuesday we got back. But then, that evening, I started getting a sore throat. And, it just started feeling really bad Wednesday, complete flu. So I was like, oh, fuck.
So you couldn't take anything for it.
Yeah, and I didn't get my results back yet because I got my test on Tuesday, and they didn't come back till Thursday. So I just wanted to.
So we took a week off.
Yeah, why not?
So I'm Bree Jolly, Nick Perna, producer Stephen Sloan, and we're going to talk about week 7.
And if you like our content, make sure you add us, subscribe us, and
give us a share.
There you go.
And also, food provided today by one of our sponsors, Smokin Joes BBQ. Nick loved it. I think he tried it. Did you try it, Stephen?
Yeah.
The pasta, the sausage. I think she used a spicy sausage or something because it was delicious.
All right. And also, if you like CBD products, I always forget to mention this. Try Ecotherapy. That's one of our sponsors. They have vapes and mints.
Yes.
And that's available on our video part of the podcast.
Don't look at me. Ask Steven.
It is. But he'll put an ad in later. I just say, if you like that stuff, give it a try. And it kind of greases our wheels a little. Yeah. We get a small percentage of it. Not enough to live on, but it's nice to.
Yeah. It's nice to, flip those coins into the change machines whenever I park my car downtown.
Yeah. Something like that. So, how did you guys do? Let's say over the last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks, I went
in fantasy.
4-10.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I'm in 5 leagues, and I went 2-3 in both weeks.
Okay.
Not very good. I've had some rough weeks, and last week was my big one with Russell Wilson on a bye. So that
last
really
week
sucked.
Was rough for a lot of people. How'd you do?
Not so hot.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
we know how you did this week.
He lost to Devontae Adams.
Yeah, you lost, and Prescott.
Yeah,
you lost.
I'm coming back to the pack. So.
Yeah, and is that the same team that you had Barkley on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a devastation.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd say
team.
He did. I was going to give him grief. I wrote this down last night and give him grief. This before waivers went through. That he still had Dak Prescott on his lineup, and I was like, Steven, what the fuck are you? Should drop him. He's not coming back. But then he dropped him and picked up Matt Ryan, who I actually wanted as a backup. I mean, it started. Say what you want.
Quarterback needed a quarterback.
He put up. I wrote it down. We'll talk in a little bit. Over 30 points, and they got shellacked. Oh no, they beat Minnesota. But also the other quarterback, Kirk Cousins, put over 30 points. They got beat real bad.
How do you give up that many? Or how do you get that many points?
Justin Jefferson over and over again.
But he didn't get any touchdowns.
No, he didn't. But 33.35 points.
Look up Kirk Cousins' points. Fantasy points. I don't think he got 30 points.
He did, and he has consistently. So is Matt Ryan.
Kirk Cousins,
Yes.
the Minnesota Vikings quarterback, who just had, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was a bad, and you're saying he
Because I
had
had
over
him,
30
and I was
points.
about to drop him, and I was like, no, I'm going to keep him as a backup.
Well, Cousins. I don't think that's right. I really don't. Let me take a look at these numbers. There's no way he got 30 last week. 2020 though. I mean, 220. That's good. Let's see.
Doesn't really give you the fancy points though. That's just stats, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
But
That's
343.
300,
Yeah.
That's
3
the big one right there.
TDs.
Yeah, October 10th. Yeah, 3 interceptions though, but he
3
put up a lot.
interceptions.
He put up over 30 points.
I don't believe it.
You put up 300, almost 50 fucking yards and 3 touchdowns. You don't think you're going to get 30 points?
Yeah, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I remember Winston, he would always get like 40 points and he'd have like 8 interceptions last year. So
He was
got
a terrible
18
quarter.
You got
But he's
18
great in
just in
fantasy.
touchdowns right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So I'm keeping him. I ended up starting him. I think they're on a bye this week. I won 3 games last week. I only won 1 this week. This week was devastating.
Wow.
I had a lot of people on bye, Kamara and all the Chargers, some other people, but I got whooped by everyone, including you.
twice.
Yeah.
I'm up above you 2-1. You beat me in, I think, the worst than 10 league, which I think you've got a hold of, right?
I'm in first in that one, and I don't know. I'm doing
Yeah.
really good in 3 of them, but I'm in dead last
in the 14 man.
Yes.
God, that is a tough league, and I'm
It is.
trying
There's
my,
nothing out there to pick up.
and it's
this is the worst in 10 league right here.
duck
So I'm in
boat
first
races.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, tied
but
for
with
first.
3 and 3.
Or no, it says I'm in 5th.
You're in duck boat races.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But first in my division. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So Vampire update. He won 2 weeks ago when we didn't have a show, and he took Mahomes,
Right.
which he traded for
Deshaun
Watson.
and-
Straight up, or he
No,
got
I think he got some little sugarcoating with it too.
okay.
Another player, I think like Amari Cooper or something. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
No, and that's what I told him. Like, if he didn't want to, because he tried offering me a trade for Russell Wilson. I told him no, and he offered it to the person for Deshaun Watson, and I said, "Well, don't just do it for Deshaun Watson. That's straight up. That's stupid.
God,
See if
stop
you can get
giving him
something else."
advice. Stop. He's trolling for advice today. I was like, I'm not helping you.
I already gave him advice.
I know. I
You
saw.
go for McCaffrey over Mixon any day of the week.
Well, one's injured, one isn't.
Still,
And then Steven played him this last Sunday, lost, not by much, only because of Dalton Schultz on Monday night.
Yeah.
Only did 3 points, and now he took Devontae Adams. So he's got a pretty good team now.
Yep. Vampire's moving on up.
Yeah.
He's back in last place, though, where he belongs.
True, but he's just got to make the playoffs. He's just got to make the top 8.
Yeah.
And with a sack team, he could make a stink. You got to keep that from happening.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. It'll be fun. I'm interested to see. I want him to go up against my team. My team is just killing it in that league.
Really?
I'm in first place in the Vampire League, and then I'm like point-wise, I've got like 70 points over the next
All right.
person. I'm pretty proud of that team. And I don't even have my first-round pick in that league because that's the one I had Saquon Barkley at the second pick.
All right. Let's talk Chiefs-Bills.
Yeah.
Chiefs whooped the Bills
Yeah.
this last Monday, a game that was moved. And then the week before, the Bills lost again to Tennessee.
Tennessee. You've had a
On
rough
another-
couple weeks.
yeah. We got beat by a better team. It was
Your rush defense is really not
terrible.
showing up.
No, it's bad. All of our defense is bad.
Yeah, and that was always going to be one of your strengths was the your smash mouth,
It was supposed to
punch them
be.
in your face
Yeah.
defenses, but they found out rushing on them is not that difficult.
Yeah, I don't think throwing on them is that difficult either. KC had a great game.
Yeah, I was going to think.
Over 200 yards rushing, by the way.
I think that the Kansas City's the reason why they passed or didn't pass it a lot was just because of the rain, because of weather.
Yeah, it was.
Because the Bills defense, the Bills passing offense is supposed to be garbage.
Yeah, it's pretty close to garbage.
I loved my favorite thing in the world though was Josh Allen. Like it didn't take him any time at all to just sling it. Like, it was the third play of the game, and he just decides, forget it, we're just launching it as far as I can and see if that Tyler Gabriel or whatever rookie's name is out there.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. We got the Jets next week. Hopefully we'll be better. I mean, they're terrible. So
and
I think with Joe Flacco, too, as their quarterback.
So I will say this, that if the Bills lose, you guys would probably saved Adam Gase's job.
Yes. It probably cost a lot of people the job on it.
Right.
Yeah, it was bad. But, McCole Hardman, what happened? 0 for him. Nothing. He was supposed to step up for Sammy Watkins.
Tyreek Hill had 0, or didn't have much either. He only got me like 8 points.
Kelsey had a good game.
Yeah, but Steven tapped the base on it. I mean, it's bad weather. It was cold. It was rainy. Passing game isn't going to be there. But, the thing is that usually they'll have one run play to Hardman or something.
Yeah, something.
Like an end around, but he didn't even get that. They were too busy running it.
Do you have him in any leagues?
No.
I have been in one. I don't want to drop him, but
I wouldn't
think this is a one-time thing.
I think and that's probably smart because, now they're going to go up against Denver, and it's going to be a gunslinging show there. So Hardman's going to be a definite stardom.
I'll hold on to him. Dak Prescott, broken ankle. That affected Steven. I wanted Dak Prescott in every one of my leagues.
Affected me as well in
you didn't
another
have that,
way.
Yeah, and you went and picked up Andy Dalton in 4 leagues.
Yeah.
And how many points did he score?
13.
Total.
Yeah, 13, 14.
It seemed like it would have been worse.
No, that's about it. 13, 14, maybe 15. I know that Amari Cooper had just like a couple points more than he did because I have him in.
And now you're dropping him?
Yeah, I'm getting rid of him as quick as I can. I thought, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, and I guess their offensive line is not nearly as good as it once was. But, they just
do it under – oh, yeah, there you go. Does that show the fan? Yeah.
You want to do Andy. There he is. But 16.25.
That doesn't show what he had last week, though. That's just yardage, right?
Click over there where it says all season types, and then the down arrow. No, doesn't really show any.
No, it doesn't. Are you under just Yahoo Sports, or are you under one of our leagues?
The Yahoo Sports.
Oh, if you go to our league, any that you're in and put in, it shows
right there.
Everything you did.
Your league.
Yeah, there, 16.25, right there. So, not terrible, but you dropped him?
Yeah, I dropped him.
4?
In all 4. I picked up pick up wide receivers or a tight end. I've got, who do I have on a bye this week? Any player that I have on a bye, I'm just replacing him with Andy Dalton.
What do you think about Claypool? Did you pick him up in anything? This was 2 weeks ago. We had 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago he had 4 touchdowns, and I was going to suggest to kind of ignore it because I thought it would just be a one-off. Because
he didn't do it again last week. He had kind of
he had 1 touchdown.
Okay,
but he still had a good game, and he was still getting targeted.
Juju Smith,
he's still getting plenty of points too. That's the funny thing.
No, he's not
getting touchdowns, but he's getting more targets.
I think he had 5 points last week.
Maybe, but he's getting more targets, and I think that's so.
He's on my bench.
Yeah, I haven't started him.
Do you know what Claypool? What his position was in college?
I think he played in Notre Dame.
Yeah, he was a tight end.
Yeah, I was about to say he's a big guy, but I know that they had Cole Kmet in Notre Dame with him, so I felt. So,
what do you think about Le'Veon Bell?
I think it was a stupid signing.
Really?
Yeah.
Steven?
I like it.
He can't make you. It's not going to make you worse. Your team worse. It's going to make you better.
So I completely understand the low risk, high reward function. I understand, and I hope it does pay off. I really do.
Yeah.
But the guy's a quitter. He quit on the Steelers. He basically quit on the Jets because he wasn't doing anything. And Adam Gase didn't even want him on his team when they wanted him. This guy is a toxic player. The Chiefs are such a great community team. They're built in. And this guy who was decent 4 years ago, or good, he was an all-pro, good, 4 years ago, hasn't produced at all in the last 2 years on the Jets, which we all know aren't great.
Yeah.
But you bring this leader in to try and lead the team, and what did he do? Failed miserably.
Yeah. Well,
I understand the theory behind it, and I get why people are so excited. Oh, we get one of the best receiving.
I wouldn't be that excited, but I wouldn't be just. I mean,
I
he's going to help.
I hope.
His contract is worth $700,000.
I understand that it's cheap, but why bother with it? It doesn't.
They're not even sure he's going to be active against the Broncos.
Well, why would he be? He's got to learn a whole new playbook.
He's your new LaShawn McCoy. He's just here for a Super Bowl ring.
Exactly, and that's kind of it's the whole when Karl Malone joined the Los Angeles Lakers type of thing. They're trying to just milk it.
You guys go after Antonio Brown too?
I hope not.
His suspension's done in week 8.
The biggest weakness on our offense was our goal line rush, where we couldn't, because Clyde can't push it in there.
You don't need anyone.
We could have gotten LeGarrette Blount and just been and do that. I thought, I hope it works out, but I just didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah. I mean, not like you paid him a lot or had to give up a draft pick, but I mean, you think anyone's going to –
Clyde.
I think it helps out if you own him and you've been sitting on him on your fantasy team. I think his stock –
now.
His points, just to have any piece of that timeshare of a team that rushed for over 200 yards against the Bills.
I mean, what about Clyde now? Now he's being demoted, or do you think he's going to stay number one? Or
I think he'll stay number one.
He's going to cut into one. Do you think Le'Veon Bell's going to be cool with him being number one and being the starter?
And I think he has to.
No, Le'Veon Bell is going to be a drama queen.
I'm sure that'll happen.
So I just don't like this dynamic. It just does not.
If I was rich and took Clyde in a E-layer in the first round, I'd be pissed now.
Yeah. Oh, I would be so irate, especially after the rush game that he had in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You're not going to see those numbers again for the rest of the year.
I don't know, man. That Kilgore, the center for the Chiefs, he looked great. So I expect
something I've never said. That center looks great.
Yeah. Did you not?
I watch it, but you look at the fat white guys on the line. I don't give a shit.
You want to watch the sexy, wide receivers out there.
Yeah. The razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
How about Tua is now the starter? Why would you make that move if you were Miami? He came out, he threw for 9 yards. I think one pass.
So
and then named the starter.
I think this was going to happen no matter what after the bye. That was going to be Tua's first start. But they had to switch the bye.
They're at 500. That's good.
Yeah, and they're second in their division. And they're competing. I get that. But so this was already in the process. But since originally the bye was going to be 11, like the original was week 11, but now it's week 8 this coming week.
Okay.
So they just said
because of COVID.
Yeah, because of all the new games that got that to be swapped around and shit like that. So Miami's now having this bye, and this was going to happen at the bye in week 11, but now it's happening now. It was going to happen. That it was just the easiest way to know it. But for Fitzpatrick, though, that sucks.
Yeah, he was winning games. He was putting up points. He was keeping them in it. Now this is something you do when you're not going to make the playoffs, and you just let the kid play to see what you got.
Yeah, but I like taking that risk because you've got the best professional quarterback you can have to help Tua out right now. Yeah. So there's not going to be a better quarterback to have behind your back to help coach you from the sideline. And if he needs to get out there, Fitzpatrick's a competitor to get back out there and compete again. But
do you think anyone's picked him up?
I've picked him up.
Passing completion rate.
Yeah. But, you did pick him up?
Yeah, I picked him up in my league where I have the 2 quarterbacks.
I thought about it, but you got to put up a little bit more body of work than two completions. Yeah.
For 2.
But who do they play?
How many people can say that they're 100% in the fucking NFL?
Nobody. Just the best it's ever going to get from him.
Check to see who Tua plays in week 10. Would that be his first week? Because week 8's this week. No, week 9.
Yeah.
To see who the Dolphins play in week 9.
Is it game? I don't think that'll work.
Yeah, it's not going to have the schedule up there. So just type in Miami's schedule.
Well, I think it was dumb. But you picked him as a backup.
Yeah, and just to kind of sit on. Maybe he'll be like a Jacob Herbert? Justin
Herbert. Maybe.
Who's having a great year.
I just feel like in a couple weeks you're gonna end up dropping it for somebody that actually puts up points.
Probably, especially
if it was a dynasty league, great move.
Yeah, because I do like to.
But in almost mid-season, when in fantasy,
yeah,
I don't want to rely on that.
I took him back up. I'm not too stressed about it.
Rams, Cardinals, or Chargers.
Yeah, that all looks bleak until you play the Jets. I don't like any of those matchups.
So what's the next game? It can't be the 11-11, 11-8? No.
It'll be 11-1. They're on a bye.
They're on a bye next week.
So 11-1. Okay, so they got the Rams. So his first game is against Jalen Ramsey and the Rams. Yeah, that might not be the smartest decision.
No.
For Dolphins. But, I mean, like, if you know you're not going to be able to be compete against those two, and you're like, well, I know we aren't going to win these games, so let's get this kid some starts and just see.
That's a bad.
But I mean, and Flores can't look like that. But I mean, that might be the thought process.
I don't know. I don't see. I think it's stupid. There's no justify. I'd be furious if I was a Miami fan. Here's what I was going to talk about: Matt Ryan versus Kirk Cousins. Matt Ryan last week, 46.35 points. Great pickup, Steven. Kirk Cousins, 33-15 in a loss. I would start either one of those going forward.
Yeah, I like Matt Ryan.
I like him a lot. Who's your other quarterback on that team?
Who I have in there? Not Kyle Murphy or Murray.
Murray?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd flip a coin. They're both good. But Kyle Murray put up a lot of points.
Matt Ryan looked great, and it was good to see the Falcons airing it out again. I mean, now
they do every week.
Well, now that they've gotten rid of,
Julio didn't practice today, by the way. So
they got rid of their head coach recently, and so before we had our last show, and they've been airing the ball out a lot more, and that's really cool to see. So I think now that the playbook's open, I think Matt Ryan's really going to start.
I'm not optimistic that they're going to win a lot of games, but offensively, any of those players on fantasy are gold right now.
Yeah. And I mean, both those receivers. Julio looked great again.
Even Hayden Hurst had a good game.
Hayden Hurst, I think he's going to have a great game this coming weekend.
I think so too. I like both those. All right, Monday Night Football with the Cowboys. How about that dumpster fire? I was so pissed off. I mean, we didn't play terrible. We got beat by a better team, and I was pissed off and depressed. But then I watched that dumpster fire, and I was like, it could be worse. I could be Amber. I could be a Cowboys fan. I mean, you have the most stacked, some of the best players in payrolls in the NFL. Your defense is god-awful. Amber started the Dallas defense against me and fucking won in fantasy. Not because of the defense, though. That was their only option.
I don't understand what the hell's going on in Dallas. And I don't understand what the publicity is, because on paper they should be the best team in the NFL. I mean, remember all the talk.
Not with Andy Dalton. They were before the injury.
Right. But like at the beginning of the season, they were supposed to be the Super Bowl. Yeah. So, I mean, this team, I don't know what the fuck it is. And now they're having players talk out, speak out and say, I don't like how Mike McCarthy's coaching and everything like that. So that makes me have a big warning sign on all Dallas players.
Yeah.
I mean, I dropped Andy Dalton. But, I mean, now if I have to sit here and go between Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper, I'm going to start leaning more towards Keenan Allen these days, because there's no drama going on there that I don't have to worry about. It's really – and then Ezekiel Elliott's dropping everything.
Yeah, 2 fumbles.
Which he's never done.
No.
That team is in trouble. And I don't think McCarthy's going to finish the year.
He might not. He might get fired.
But, I mean, if they don't turn this around somehow, and they've got, the Jets or the Giants next? The Giants?
It's not the Giants next. They play on Thursday Night Football against Philly.
That's right.
The Jets play the Buffalo on Sunday. I don't know. It's whoever the fuck it is are going to get annihilated by.
Supposedly it's supposed to be a gimme game.
No, Washington.
Yeah.
Washington could win that game.
They got a shot. Washington and Eagles.
Yeah,
I mean, they've got
they could still win their division.
They got 2
5
mediocre
wins.
teams are playing right
What
there.
would you think?
But then
about
they're gonna
that?
get fucking crushed
By
by
the Steelers.
Yeah,
They could win the Vikings.
rushed.
You can see them. Got the Washington football team. They could win that game too. Kyle Allen was terrible, but I mean, like you put Alex Smith in there. I bet
They're getting some things together. They got a couple.
McLaurin's
Yeah.
looking great.
Yeah.
Logan Thomas is playing good. I mean,
Did you watch last night the 30 for 30 about Michael Vick?
no.
I recorded it because I wanted to watch it because I love Michael Vick as a player, not so much as a person. Oh yeah, I think he's one of the most dynamic football players ever drafted, and except Tyrod Taylor beat all of his records at Vautech. But this was part 1 last week or yesterday. Part 2's tonight. So far, it's growing up. Like, I'm not defending this at all. College and just getting drafted, and so far it's touched on the dogfighting thing, but not a lot yet. I'm hoping he's very apologetic in part 2 because what he did was terrible. He did say in part 1, he said one thing. I think he put it in context, like at the time when he was getting charged and turning himself in, he thought then, if I just quit 2 weeks before, none of this would have happened. He never got caught. I'm like, I don't know if you want to put that on your documentary.
That's just the way everything.
If you rape and murder women, and you're like, well, if I just didn't rape and murder that last one, I never got caught. But you're still kind of a rapist and a murderer.
Right.
Yeah, you still kill one. You just are
Because you're just, but that's
then
the
your
problem
behavior
is
never
you
would have
always-
changed.
You always keep doing it, no matter what.
Until you get caught, and you go,
Exactly.
and you realize. So I'm hoping tonight, and our show will be like tomorrow morning, maybe late tonight, but people maybe will already watch it. But hopefully, he says something better, like this is just a way of life, and
I didn't even know.
I don't know.
I didn't even know it was happening.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
it's really fantastic.
Is Marcus Vick showed up yet? His brother?
Yeah, he's in it a little. Didn't he play college? He was pretty good. He never
Yeah,
made it in the
Virginia Tech.
NFL.
He got to the Dolphins, and then he ended up, I think, disappearing for a bit.
Oh, but I thought it was good. I'm excited for the second half tonight. I hope. I mean, he was a Chiefs interim coach.
Yeah, I like.
Preseason. If he ever wants to coach, would you a scout or anything that he's going to have to? They're going to have to do a better job producing and making you feel sorry for him.
Well, he's a commentator on one of those shows.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Like one of the dogfighting shows.
Oh my God! Wow.
I always said if he played Pokemon, he'd get all his fixes
Yeah.
because that's all that
I just
is.
set my DraftKings lineup with I got a Pit Bull and a Shih Tzu going this weekend. So hopefully I win that. And then we'll hit on bye weeks real quick. This coming up: Baltimore, Miami, Minnesota, Indy. This is the first week where there's more than 2 teams on a bye.
Yeah.
I know it's all going to be different. It's all going to change.
I'm actually not affected by this week at all.
No, not like last week. Last
Yeah.
week I was good. I mean, Dalvin Cook's injured anyway, and Jonathan Taylor I have him for 3 leagues, but I can do without him for 1 week.
I've been having him. He's been on my bench in the one league.
Really?
Yeah, because I have James Robinson and
okay.
James Conner, and they're tearing it up.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have Jonathan Taylor on my bench, and I keep trying to trade him to somebody for a better quarterback.
Yeah.
Just like tossing him out there. It's like trade your Roethlisberger and this guy for your Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, in that game, to recap, that Minnesota game, Justin Jefferson had over 35 points. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I drafted him and dropped him in week 2. And I have down Steven's team. I also put part of his, not his fault, but Mike Evans fucking got a 1.5. What the fuck?
The whole
Man.
the whole Buccaneers offense, they won, but they looked
Yeah.
like they just weren't.
Their defense
wanting to
is
play.
actually really good.
And fucking Ronald
I think-
Jones.
I see.
God.
Ronald Jones is the truth. At least for this year.
Till he gets hurt.
Until he gets hurt. Yep. But Fournette is doing nothing.
Yep,
So,
Fournette's not doing
I'm fine with
anything, and Ronald Jones is playing.
yeah. All right, you want to take a little break? We'll come back and do the waiver pickups that we looked for and tried to get.
I didn't have many to go for this week.
Yeah, I actually made a lot of shots. Steven did great on waivers. And then like our 6 starts.
Cool.
All right, waiver wire. So waivers went through this morning for all of our leagues, right?
Yeah.
Last week was a little different because there was a Tuesday night game, so waivers were a
Yeah.
day off.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's weird, but no Thursday night game, so it kind of worked out. There's
Yeah.
a game tomorrow night. So waivers kind of back on schedule. Who did I want to know, Steven, who'd you go after on waivers in 3 leagues?
I couldn't tell you.
Matt Ryan, for sure.
One of them, I couldn't tell you anybody else, honestly. Sorry.
Who'd you go after?
Well, there was the Andy Dalton debacle.
Last week. But this week.
This week? Okay, we're just doing this week.
Yeah.
There's Fulgham for Philly.
Yep. Travis. I got him in 1 league.
I really like him. McKissick.
Washington?
JD McKissick, yeah, for Washington. I think he's got if you can find him, he seems to be kind of
I think he's still available in a lot of leagues.
I doubt he is. Boston Scott, if you can find him. I
tried for Boston Scott. I couldn't get him.
Couldn't get him? Yeah, so that's going to be a big value there.
Yeah, for at least a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
So,
and then I also would suggest if you're willing to find a backup QB to sit on for a few days, go for Tua. Make the chance. Take the shot with Miami and see if it's got any benefit to it. But don't take him if you're looking to him to be your starter anytime soon.
You're going to wait.
So
I did go back and I picked up Joe Burrow in 1 league, the 14-person league that I always have quarterback trouble in. I should never have traded you for
Cam Newton.
Yeah,
that trade by
that was a horrible game. He actually scored like 3 points. He was terrible in that game. I'm hoping he's better this week. I dropped Zach Moss for him. Fulgham I picked up. He got Matt Ryan. I was trying for him. And there's like no quarterbacks out there in any of our leagues.
Yeah.
Now, do you agree? Just with coach, you got to carry 2 quarterbacks all the time.
Because I'm comfortable because Russell Wilson's my QB, so I only have to look for a QB this
on bye weeks. Well,
yeah, and that was it. So
COVID.
I'm not really searching. The one league that I have no quarterback problem in that I have quarterback problems in, I've got the 14-man league where I'm stuck with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And then I've got
we kind of fucked each other on that one.
Then I've got the 2 QB, my 2 QB league where I've got Russell Wilson, and then right now I am having Herbert as my other starter.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
You can't even find Herbert out there. There's nobody.
No. Herbert's great. I'm excited about him.
If you're streaming defenses at all, which I am in 1 league, I picked up Tampa Bay versus the Giants. So
Tampa Bay's defense is a lot better than I thought.
Maybe they're not playing the Giants. They're playing somebody that's favorable. Yeah, I think the Giants play on Thursday.
Yeah, Giants and Eagles. You already mentioned that. Or is it the Jets and the Eagles?
No, Jets are playing the Bills.
That's right. So Giants and Eagles. We're really bad about these schedules.
We are. I'll look it up later. Anyway, Tampa supposed to score a lot of points, and I may have written down wrong. I also went off Jared after I still have Jared McKinnon in a couple leagues because Mostert's injured again. Might be in a couple weeks. And I tried to go get him in another league. I don't think I got him.
I never dropped McKinnon, so I'm really happy.
That's good that you didn't.
And I actually dropped Mostert or traded Mostert for I think that was for like the Kenyon Drake trade or something like that. Because I just was done with him. I was just like, I can't.
I'd much rather have Kenyon Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Are you happy with that trade?
So happy. Yeah. And Kenyon Drake was, God, especially this past week.
Yeah, even in a bad game where he didn't, I think Edmonds got some of the carries, but he still had a good game.
They were going to run the clock out, and they ran the ball for the last play of the game. They just handed it to him, and he got a 64-yard touchdown.
Yeah. He has 80 points so far. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yep.
That's what you want your running backs to have.
I'm happy with it.
Also went after Keenan Cole in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Keelan Cole's really good. He's
just
sitting on a bench on a couple of my leagues.
Yeah.
Just kind of waiting, trying to see if he's better or Robbie Anderson. Who's going to have a better game between Robbie Anderson, Keelan Cole, or
Tampa Bay plays Las Vegas this week.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Off a bye, right? So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. Supposedly their defense is really good. So
Yeah, Tampa's defense is good.
I mean, they got to score more points than the Bills defense. So
Yeah, so you drop the Bills defense?
No, I still have them only because they're playing the Jets this week, and I think it'll be amazing. And then Tua twice or one more time. Tua once for the first time.
Yeah.
And we still got some good, some easy matchups.
Yeah.
But
you're still doing all right, but the Dolphins will win that division.
No, they won't. We'll make another bet, but we won't remember.
Yes.
I think you still. I remember you're supposed to pay for Annabellum by download. That's what it was.
Did you watch it?
No, you haven't given me $20 yet.
Oh, I thought you were already going to watch it, and then if you didn't like it, I said you. That was right. I had to lose before the damn thing.
Yeah. So you just. I mean, okay, I watch it. Just give me the $20. All right. So who are you sitting this week? Sit starts.
Who am I sitting this week? Robbie Anderson, I think I'm sitting.
Against the Bills? Yeah.
No, Robbie Anderson against. Who are the Saints? I know I'm sitting him. Let's see here. The other one was Jonnu Smith. I've had him starting as my other flex in leagues where I have Kittle. Sometimes he's my starter. I'm benching him. He hasn't produced. He didn't produce in the last game.
He's been pretty up and down.
Yeah. So I'm not starting him this week. I don't like the matchup against Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is a good defense.
I think they're a great defense.
So I'm worried there. Who else did I sit? Tim Patrick. No, he's my start. Julian Edelman. He's going up against San Francisco. Good flex usually, but lately Cam Newton and I haven't been on page.
No,
this past week, 2 weeks actually. I don't think this matchup against San Francisco is very favorable for them either.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
So yeah, those are the big sets that I've had this week. How about you?
All right, Frank Gore. Running back for the Jets. I mean, we're soft against the run, but I think we'll stop Frank Gore, and then the Jets will be behind. And poor Joe Flacco is going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that game's going to be a one-sided dumpster fire.
I hear that.
What's that?
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, you never didn't think you'd hear his name again?
So late?
Yeah. Well, he was a backup until 2 weeks ago. The Jets' defense against Buffalo, I just don't think they will keep up with this. They don't have a good defense anyway.
Yeah.
Philip Lindsay versus KC. KC is pretty good at stopping the run. Melvin Gordon's back after his DUI incident.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was off last week, as that was part of punishment from the Chargers or from the NFL.
He was hurt.
Okay.
So.
But the Chargers aren't going to punish him. The NFL still might, but supposedly he's
I
going
have
to play.
Lindsay as a start.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't expect Gordon to get many carries this week as punishment either.
They might be doghouse a little.
Exactly.
All right. Do you have Lindsay in any leagues?
I don't.
I have him in one.
I drafted him in a bunch of leagues, but he wasn't getting any carries. So
you got patient, dropped him?
Yeah.
No.
I needed to. I had to find somebody.
It's my Justin Jefferson story.
Yeah.
Now I feel like an idiot. But Cole Hardman versus Denver, I have as a sit just because he didn't do anything last week against a bad defense. Denver's got some pretty good corners. I don't think Hardman's going to have a great game.
I like Hardman's matchup, especially as the number 3 receiver. No, he'll be number 2 because I don't think Watkins is going to be back by then.
Unless you can't count Kelsey as a
Marcus
receiver.
Robinson too. I mean, there's a lot of depth there.
Yeah.
But I like Hardman's matchup here, mainly just because he can be the guy that nobody's looking after while they're.
Would you start him or Keenan Cole this week?
I'd go with Hardman.
Really?
I like Keenan Cole. They've got who the Jags have. They're going up against.
I don't remember.
Chargers. So they'll be playing catch up.
Yeah.
So I think
per usual.
Yeah, and maybe they might actually have. He might actually have a good. You know what? You win. Keenan Cole. I'd go with Keenan Cole over Hardman.
Yeah, I have Hardman bench this week. in my league. And I have Roethlisberger as a sit versus Tennessee, just because Tennessee's defense is really. I think this will be a low-scoring game. It'll be a lot of running.
Yeah, I do too. I hope
I'm wrong. I have Roethlisberger started because I don't have other options. Actually, I have him on my bench in all leagues because I have Matthew Stafford starting against Atlanta.
I like that start there.
Which I don't know if I put as a start. I didn't, but I think that's going to be anyone against Atlanta or anyone against Dallas.
Yeah, I've got the Stafford over Atlanta as your start because that's
mouth-watering.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like you sit there and you see that match and you're just like, oh, Stafford's going to have a heyday. So I think that's
Atlanta's actually the worst defense. I think Dallas is the second worst, but their list is the worst defense.
He's having a solid year.
He is, yeah. I think he's going to be come back, and I said this preseason.
11 touchdowns.
Come back player of the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's balling.
Yeah.
So let's see. Matthew Stafford was a start. We already kind of touched base on that. Another start, Justin Herbert against the Jaguars. Yeah. I think he'll have another good game. I think he's almost getting to that point where I could say that, he's a consistent starter.
Yeah.
He's getting to that point. I know as a rookie, it's still kind of rough to say in the divisions he's in, but he's looked great. He doesn't turn the ball over. He
can keep up.
Yep. Yeah. I like him a lot. James Conner against Tennessee Titans. You touched base on this a bit when you wanted to sit Roethlisberger.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's going to be a low-scoring game, a lot of
running, I think.
I think James
Derrick
Conner will pick up a lot of those run yards. He might get you a couple TDs if they get close enough.
Oh.
So
that's a solid year, too.
Yeah. James Conner is definitely a guy I would try and start this week if you got him.
You remember like week 2 or 3 when
we were all
dropping James Conner
for Benny Snell.
Because he got injured and came back and played anyway.
Yep.
And people were saying he's in the doghouse and he's not the guy, and he's clearly the guy.
Look at that. He went from 9 yards in the first game, 106, 109, 44, 101.
Yeah.
God.
It's fantastic.
You throw out that first game, he's got a touchdown every game.
That's what scared everyone off. That one game,
that
9 yards is terrible.
No fumbles.
No. Unlike Elliott. All right, who else you got?
Let's see. So starting with touch base on Philip Lindsay, so I'm not going to mention him again. Tyler Boyd, wide receiver against the Browns. Now, I think this is going to be.
Have you heard? I heard he's asking for a trade. He wants to be traded because he's losing his job to
Higgins.
Yeah.
They just need to get rid of AJ Green and make everyone happy.
AJ Green's only there in a uniform. He's not taking receptions away from anyone. They're not targeting him.
So Tyler Boyd, I think, is going to be a good start.
Yeah.
Mainly so because he's asking for the ball. He wants to be traded, so they're going to show him that they want him to be on the team because he is their, supposed to be their next number one receiver.
I think it's going to be Higgins.
Higgins is so much better, right?
He is.
Tyler Boyd against the Browns, there's going to be a lot of throwing in this game because I think it's going to be either the Browns aren't going to show up and the Bengals are going to look great, or the Browns won last time.
Mayfield got benched last week.
Yeah, for Keenum. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
They're not going to keep it benched.
I know, but I mean, they pulled him to send a message, or maybe it just was it in sync?
I don't know.
I think the Bengals win this game.
So do I.
Yeah.
I do too.
Everyone was so hot on the Browns a week ago. We're like, they're coming. They're so fantastic.
They're good whenever they can run the ball and they don't have to play catch up.
Yeah.
Let's see. My next one, DJ Chark against the Chargers. This is kind of the idea with Keenan Cole. We figure that they're going to be throwing the ball a bunch, playing catch up.
He's been a little hobbled, but
I think he'll have a big game. We'll see what happens though, because his numbers aren't fantastic.
No, but he's a good wide receiver 3.
But look at that, 14 targets last week.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about if Minshew knew how to throw the ball.
Yeah.
14 targets, 45 yards.
Yep.
You got to catch it, son.
Gotta catch it. So if they're targeting him, he's got to.
Yeah. So he's the number one guy. He just, I don't know, they'll get it together. I like that one. I think I'm starting Shark this week. Yeah.
The last one I had was Jerry Jeudy. I think just because going up against the Chiefs, you're going to be launching the ball all over the place.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Drew Lock looked really good last week.
Tim Patrick, do you have him going too?
I like Tim Patrick if you need him. I'm still nervous about starting him.
I hope Noah
yet.
Fant's back.
Yes, same here. I'm waiting on that. I need him.
I'm still waiting to see. Yeah.
But I think with they like that other tight end they had out there from Mizzou, the Alukindi kid.
I can't believe you even try to pronounce that.
I know.
I'm not going to fact check and tell you if you're right. I have no idea.
Yeah, the Mizzou tight end they got out there. They're playing out there in Denver, and so I think Jerry Jeudy can have a big game and trying to play catch up and keep up with.
I think he's a great rookie. So many great rookie
wideouts.
Wideouts is
just like
this could be
draft said it was going to be.
Yeah, this could be the best wide receiver draft probably ever.
Yeah, easily.
So many people already have great numbers.
Jefferson, T. Higgins. Just those two alone. CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
There's
so many.
So good. And then if Henry Ruggs stays healthy, I picked him up in a league just to put him on my bench for a bit just to see what happens. He shows promise every once in a while.
Yeah. All right, here's my starts. Christian Kirk versus Seattle. Seattle's defense is pretty bad. Christian Kirk had a great game last week, a great game the week before. I don't think D. Hopkins did anything last week, did he?
Yeah.
Hopkins
had a touchdown.
Did he have a touchdown?
Wait. When you say last week, when you mean this past weekend?
Yes, this past weekend.
Yeah, he had a big
Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night game. He had that 61.
I know Kirk had a touchdown.
Hopkins had at least one, I know.
Okay, all right. But I like Kirk. He's kind of coming back into the fold. That's someone I've kind of held on to and not dropped. I love Josh Allen versus the Jets. I just think he's going to rebound after two losses. It'll just be like it's like a gimme game for them, hopefully.
What do you think about Aikman saying that he's just not an accurate quarterback?
Everyone says that about him.
He's not a passer. He's a thrower.
Yeah. But, whatever.
He threw the ball pretty well to Isabella. No, not Isabella. That was now I'm getting my games mixed up. Kyler Murray.
He threw it really good. Josh threw it really good to the other team.
At the end of the game. Yeah. You only had that one interception.
I know. It's not terrible, but I have hope.
5 for the year.
Yeah. Oh, it should really be 4. One was a defensive player tore it out of the tight end's hand. They count as a pick.
I can't count. He has 4 for the year. Right. Yeah. He only has 4.
So it should really be 3, but
2, 4, 6.
Whatever. I'm still starting. I think he's going to have over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Start. I had to go with it too.
Hayden Hurst versus Detroit. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think Hayden Hurst gets involved. Julio didn't practice today, but Hayden is getting back involved with the offense.
Yeah.
I think Hayden Hurst is a great start for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I like Hayden Hurst a lot. And Matt Ryan's always done this. He always gets the most out of his tight ends.
Yeah.
As long as Hurst stays healthy, he should be solid.
I have Ronald Jones versus Vegas.
I do like that stuff.
Man, Ronald Jones is just –
I know. What happened to – man, I feel
– to you being right? You never were. I'm right. No, I'm always right, but I called this one.
Yeah, you did.
He is good, and I was worried when Leonard Fournette got traded there, but he's kind of taking the back seat. This kid is run. It's a shame it took him 3 years to fucking do this, and for them to have Tom Brady there to hand it off. And I'm sure Tom Brady has gotten his fucking ass before about pass blocking and stuff.
Yeah.
When Winston was just kind of like, I don't care, kid. I'm going to sling it up anyway. You can stand there or block. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
But they're actually looking good. Can you imagine if the Rays win the World Series and if they get to the Super Bowl, that's hockey, baseball, and football. And they have possibility for the trifecta in Tampa Bay.
Boston went for that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's ever done it.
First things first.
Didn't Boston have it with
Celtics and baseball? Yeah.
Bruins,
Red Sox.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, they had 3.
Maybe.
Like
When did the Bruins win the Stanley Cup?
I don't know.
Tampa Bay.
The Rays are in the World Series now. The Lightning just won.
There's no way possible the Rays are going to win this World Series.
You don't.
I think this is Kershaw's year. He's finally going to get his freaking World Series.
Are you worried? I'm going to comment on that. One more start. Running back Jared McKinnon, we talked about against New England. I think he'll be good. He's going to be the bell cow.
I think he's earned his starting spot.
So, LA, do your guys' opinion on this? If LA wins the World Series, is there going to be more, like the Lakers won and they burned a bunch of people, burned a bunch of buildings, there was rioting. That's the only fucking city in the U.S. that burns shit and turns cars over when they win. That's how they celebrate. I mean, you can't tell if the Lakers won or if OJ just, got arrested. Or
Antifa's.
You don't know what's going on. Like, people walk out of their condo in L.A. like, did we win something? Or are people just pissed off again? Do you think that'll happen again?
Maybe.
Or baseball fans a little different. They're like, I
don't know. I mean, I would. Is that like? Am I judging fans now? Like,
no, it's such an unprecedented. You can't predict anything.
So it looks like the last time it happened, Detroit, Lions, Red Wings, Tigers.
Oh, in 1935,
same year.
Nobody was alive.
And that wasn't.
Our grandparents were. Yeah,
that wasn't even a Super Bowl.
But pretty impressive. Look at Boston. Patriots, Red Sox.
1935?
Red Sox.
People still owned slaves then.
No, they didn't.
In 1935?
Yeah, that's like
prohibition. Are you really being serious here?
No. But that was a long time ago. That's like my grandma would tell me about the Detroit. Who gives a shit? So,
but it's really cool in 1935 to see that Detroit and all three of those teams are still there.
So Patriots, Red Sox, that's happened a couple times. But not a trifecta since 35. Interesting. It could happen. Lakers, I'm not rooting for it.
The Lakers or Tampa Bay could do this.
No. LA could. I mean, maybe if the Rams win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right. LA doesn't have a.
Be baseball, football, and basketball. I mean, you want to throw in soccer teams or some horseshit, competitive diving, Size City. I mean,
the Chargers could upset some
This one's
people.
got like other professional teams. So this was in 1971.
You like Fire Drive? Those are
triangles. The Pittsburgh Triangles were a franchise world tennis team. Okay.
Oh my God, yeah. No triangle face. I hate triangle face. Have you guys seen that movie?
What is that? I know it.
Dan McBride, where they get stoned.
That one.
The
Pineapple Express?
No, the one with like medieval stuff.
Oh,
it's
Your
so
Highness.
Good. Your Highness, that's the best movie ever.
In 2015, Kansas City had the
Sporting KC,
FC Kansas City,
and the Royals.
The women's, right?
Yeah,
Royals, and then Sporting, and then also the.
Anyone been to a women's
soccer game in Kansas City?
The Cosmo, or
probably not a lot.
Dude, I didn't even know they had one.
Yeah, they out on Blue Springs. They play in the little stadium out there.
Fascinating.
It's pretty fun. They wear some short shorts. They're pretty cute.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Okay, I got one question for you, fantasy football wise. Michael Thomas, what the fuck am I supposed to do with him?
They're back from a bye.
They're back from a bye, but the last time he played, he was out because of a disciplinary action.
Because he threw a punch at a guy.
I guess. He's been injured. He's only gotten me 9 points in this last 8 weeks.
Man, I don't know. I mean, he's supposed to. This should be the week he blows up. You would think.
And
he's healthy now.
I don't even want to.
He's had 2 weeks off, a bye week and a discipline week.
God, it's just so hard to look at his points and sit there and talking about.
That's for the season?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Fuck. I mean, you look back at last year on fantasy and people that drafted players in the first round, there's a lot of misses there.
Yeah.
A lot. It's hard to get. Oh, my God. Fucking earthquake.
Like a fucking zipper on like a sleeping bag.
Did LA just win? I think there was an explosion.
God damn. But okay, so I
So what do you think you should do?
I've been trying
to keep him. You have what?
Anybody who's willing to give me another starter. Nobody's been taking a bite because I'm just tossing Every league I have him in.
Oh, you haven't asked me.
Well, no, because I usually try and go for the teams that are losing.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I'll look at it and maybe.
Because it's such a weird thing. Because like I'll trade him for another wide receiver that's a starter, but because the upside to Michael Thomas could be huge,
It
right?
could.
It could be
But it
Michael Thomas.
could be Traquan Smith who gets all the catches because he's kind of flourished during the time. I just
Man, he's only played one fucking week.
two.
Okay. This year.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I'm getting
Look when he's healthy.
trade him to
2019. Look at him.
trade him to
I
Steven.
mean, he's got 1,700 yards when he's.
Yeah. He's a baller.
All right. Well, that's our show. We're gonna go, and then I'm gonna offer Dum Dum a trade for and lowball the shit out of him for Michael Thomas. So I'll give you 2 players.
All right.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Try out you all right, buddy? Try out Ecotherapy. And thanks to Smokin
might have
Joes
COVID.
BBQ. I hope not. In Olathe. Fantastic food. All right. Thanks for watching.